It is time to level up your emotional intelligence. It matters and it's essential. It is essential, my friends. This is real talk. Now, question that I have for you is, have you ever been in a tough situation and thought, man, or girl, if only I could have handled this better, I would be unstoppable. And maybe it was a heated argument with a coworker or a friend of yours, miscommunication with a loved one, or even just staying calm when life throws you those curveballs. I know that sounds familiar, and I know that's just something that we've all experienced because I know I have multiple times, whether it's driving on the freeway and somebody cuts me off, or having a debate or argument with a family member over something silly. I got some good news for y'all. Because the missing piece isn't about being perfect. It's about leveling up your emotional intelligence, that EI, understanding the basics of EI, and learning how EI reflects God's design for stronger relationships. When we do that, we discover practical tools to begin growing our emotional intelligence. So let's focus on that this week, definitely. And we know in order to make progress, we have to have self control because it's the foundation of EI. Self control allows us to pause before reacting. And Proverbs 25:28 says, like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self control. Without it, we're vulnerable to emotional outbursts and making poor decisions. Now, you think about Peter in the Garden of Gethsemane when this is when Judas comes up with the priest and they're about to take Jesus. And in this moment of panic, Peter cuts off the servant's ear. And Jesus, the ultimate example of self-control, healed the man and de-escalated the situation. And there's something about operating in the conscious mind. And so when we make conscious decisions, now when we operate in that state, we align our responses with our values, not fleeting emotions, because we know our emotions could just they take us out of our own selves. And sometimes we might not even know who we are when we react in a harsh way. But Jesus exemplified this when he was tempted in the wilderness. And instead of acting in pride, um, or allowing his hunger to take over, he stayed grounded to God's truths. And so how often do we react to impulsive text messages, emails, or criticism? Practicing a pause, a moment to breathe, pray, and think can transform our responses. And why does this matter today? Because we operate in a fast-paced world, and reacting without thought can lead to broken relationships, lost opportunities, and regret. And EI equips us to handle these moments with grace. Emotional intelligence, or EI, it isn't just one of those fancy workplace types of buzzwords. It's the secret sauce to any type of thriving relationship, really, or effective leadership and inner peace. In fact, it's God's given ability to love better and live wiser. Emotional intelligence is the ability just to recognize and understand and manage our emotions and be able to be in a place where we can empathize with others. I mean, let's just break it down with the ultimate model of EI. That was Jesus. In John 4, we see Jesus talking to the Samaritan woman at the well. And now this was huge because now you have two cultures coming together, and the Jews really avoided the Samaritans. And so now you see Jesus talking to a Samaritan woman, and he didn't focus on their differences. He connected with her and he listened and he empathized and he addressed her deeper emotional and spiritual needs. And by the end of the conversation, she was out there evangelizing. She was out there, one, she was transformed, which was the reason why she was evangelizing, because he had spoken to her life. But now she's out there telling everybody else. And now everybody else is gravitating towards him. But if this isn't a masterclass on EI, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. So imagine if you did the same. What would happen? Instead of arguing, you chose to really listen to someone this week. Relationships would deepen, trust would grow, and you'd be living out Proverbs 15:1. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. That's what you'll be implementing. But here's the kicker. EI is like a muscle, and it grows with intentional practice. So if you start by focusing on three key areas, which is awareness, empathy, and self-control, it'll be a game changer. Don't worry if you're not perfect. None of us are. The goal is progress, not perfection. So my challenge for you would be to think about one area of emotional intelligence that you would like to grow in this week. And you drop it in the comments below. I would like to know, and let's grow together. And remember, God gave you this gift for a reason. So let's use it to transform our lives and transform the people that we actually come in contact with. If you thought this video was good, share it with somebody you love. Leave me a message. Let's transform together. This D Wells, why not you? Hit that subscribe button. I'm out.